Today I'm going to share the best and worst, or I should say the best and most annoying things that I took with me on my Kilimanjaro climb. First up, the most annoying shirts that I wore on Mount Kilimanjaro are these. This sun shirt from REI. It's lightweight. I like the hood, but what I absolutely think is ridiculous is these. Do you see how the bottom of the shirt has this scallop thing? So every time you lift your arms, it exposes a little bit of your skin there, and if you have a longer torso, and I just don't understand this design. I think it looks bad. I think it's ridiculous. I bought a knockoff shirt from what's this brand? Like Pacific Trail or something. Yeah, Pacific Trail. Basically exact same shirt as the REI shirt, except it doesn't have a seam along the sleeves. But same thing. They took the same flaw in the REI shirt and they added to their shirts. I'm gonna just keep wearing them because they're not worn out yet. The other annoying thing that I did was I read on some blog or YouTube video or something where somebody was like, oh, I saved a ton of room just by using my pillow from the airplane as a pillow. I'd never tried that before, never even thought of that before, but it's a terrible idea. This isn't the airplane pillow I used. I have one that's inflatable, so it actually packs down really small, but not as small as a regular old backpacking pillow. That was terrible advice. I would take my airplane pillow and I would stuff my puffy jacket in the middle of it, and then I would use that as a pillow, but just take a backpacking pillow. Don't try to save weight with something that's actually heavier and bulkier. What was I thinking? That'll teach me to listen to people on YouTube. The next thing is toothpaste tabs. I was like, oh, toothpaste tabs, those are pretty cool. So you put this tab in your mouth, you crunch it down with your teeth, and then it foams up a little bit and you brush your teeth. I just thought it would be fun to try, but I didn't like it because it was like you put this dry tablet in your dry mouth, and then you have to produce enough saliva to make it all pasty, and just not something I enjoyed. So next time I'm just gonna bring a regular old tube of toothpaste, a baby tube, and not try to fool around with toothpaste tabs. We talked about this in our last video, but the other annoying thing that I took on this trip was Crocs. They were annoying because they provide like very little grip on campsites that are on the side of a mountain. So bye-bye Crocs. I also wore these gaiters on summit night. They were free gaiters from Tubbs Snowshoe. I usually don't wear gaiters, but I had them, so I brought them. I was glad that I had gaiters. They were so poofy. It was this annoying sound all night long as they were rubbing up against each other, and I just didn't like them. I actually have a pair of outdoor research gaiters, I think, that fit a little bit better and aren't as weird, so I'm just going to use those next year. These just were a little bit lighter and more packable, so I think that's why I wore them, but I hate them. I also don't like this duffel bag. This was the duffel bag that I would put all my gear in, and that my porters would stick into one of their bags and carry on the top of their heads as they were hiking from camp to camp. I didn't like this bag because the size was fine. It held all my gear with room to spare. In fact, I threw somebody else's sleeping bag in this bag because she ran out of room. I liked the space. I think this is 90 liters. I also got this for free from Deuter probably a decade ago. What I didn't like was I had to have a big waterproof bag inside of this bag for all of my gear. And it was just annoying to sort through this gigantic waterproof bag to find all my gear. So I'm just going to get a waterproof duffel bag and call it good for next year. Which leads me to a question. If you have any recommendations on a good waterproof duffel bag, let me know. Drop a comment below with your recommendation. Let's talk about what I liked on the mountain. I loved my boots and my shoes. These guys and these guys fit my feet perfectly. They were well broken in. They worked great with the socks that I was wearing. So my boot combination, my shoe combination was spot on. That really just came down to what I was training with at home. I loved my day pack. It was easy to keep stuff organized. This was my snack pouch. This was my everything else pouch, but really organized, super comfortable. Love it. There were also 3 pieces of clothing that I really liked on the mountain. The first is this wind shell. I liked it because it provided some good protection in the rainforest on rainforest days, but it wasn't like added weight. So I love this shell. We talked about this last week, this decade-old cool wind shell This was fantastic. Every day I wore this. And then finally, my North Face, kind of a lighter weight puffy jacket. This was also one of my favorites on the mountain. I also loved my Smith sunglasses. They're actually kind of more of a goggle. They have this strap in the back and you got to pull it tight so they don't slide off your nose. I'd show you right now, but I don't know where they are. Maybe somewhere on Kilimanjaro. But I hope they show up at my house because I miss them. And then an honorable mention here goes to Wizzy wipes. These are these little teeny tiny tablets. This is a tablet. You put a drop of water on it and it expands. This can be a washcloth. It can be toilet paper. It can be anything. This is one of my new favorite products. Someone recommended Wizzy wipes to me like 7 or 8 years ago, and I thought the concept was a little bit silly. But after using Wizzy wipes on this trip, I'm a huge fan. Shout out to our friends that make Wizzy wipes.
Yeah.
You should sponsor Hike Like a Woman. These things are amazing.
All of
This
us are using them.
turned into
Hold on.
turned into that.
I have no shame.
Amazing. It like turns into a washcloth. Wizzy wipes. You could sponsor our next Kilimanjaro trek for just $5,000.
We would let you
We would let you have the honor
enter this cool.
of a Wizzy wipe sponsorship. Think of the good we could do together. Another favorite item are my Black Diamond trekking poles because they're light. The foam grip is really comfy. I used to be a fan of cork grips on trekking poles, but I don't know, this foam is really, really comfortable. And I love that they pack down so small. The Black Diamond Distance Carbon Z trekking poles. I didn't think we were gonna be friends before the trip, but man, are we friends after the trip. Finally, this is a butt pad from Nemo. I never thought I would be a butt pad kind of person, but when we would stop, but when we would stop, but when we would stop, sometimes the only place to sit would be on the top of a cold rock, and I was able to slide this bad boy right underneath my bum there, and it was a little bit of insulation from the cold rock and a little bit of comfort. This is one of my new favorite things. That is the best and the worst, or the most annoying clothing and gear that I took on Mount Kilimanjaro in June when we did the 7-day Machame route. If you want to learn more about climbing Mount Kilimanjaro, check out the rest of the videos in our Kilimanjaro series. If you want to climb Mount Kilimanjaro with me, we're headed back with a group of women next August 2025. I would love to have you join me. As of the time that this video is being recorded, there is still room on this trip for you to join me. So I would love to climb Mount Kilimanjaro with you next year. And bonus, since I climbed this year knowing that I'm going back next year, as I was climbing, I was trying to think what needs to be done better next year. And we're going to be applying those lessons learned into packing, into training, all of those things. If climbing Mount Kilimanjaro is on your bucket list, I would love to have you join me next year. You can learn all about our Kilimanjaro climbs and all of our other trips all over the world. We go Costa Rica, Southern Utah, Yellowstone, Iceland, Peru. Yeah, I think that's about it. We go really cool places. If you'd like to adventure with a group of women who are going to support you and encourage you and have a ton of fun along the way, you can learn more. Head on over to our website, hikelikeawoman.com. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time.